Thank you for joining us. This is episode 2 of Bullhorn Basics. Today, we're going to be talking about leveraging Bullhorn resources for maximum impact. I am super excited to be here today. Bethany, let's talk a little bit about who we are. Let's get started with that. My name is Olivia Salas. Good morning, and I am the Senior Director of Product Enablement and Education Services here at Bullhorn. It's a fancy way of saying that I have all the teams that really are here to support you all from all things training, education, and enablement. And alongside me today, I have Bethany. Bethany, you want to say hello?
Hey everyone, my name is Bethany Aguad. I'm the Director of Product Documentation. So I manage our technical writing team who produce all of our product documentation, release notes, and other content across our business. So excited to show you that as we get into the hub.
Awesome. Well, Bethany and I are very excited. Before we get moving into the content, just a few housekeeping notes here. Definitely the session will be recorded and shared after. So no need to, worry about taking any kind of big notes or anything like that. We will get this over to you as well after. Everyone right now will be on mute for the session, but please feel free to send us questions in the QA section. Myself and Bethany and our friends from marketing are watching the Q&A. So definitely please make sure that if you have questions, have any feedback, let us know. We want to make sure that this is interactive as well. As part of this, our goal today, we are really excited about talking to you about a few things. Bethany, if you'll go to the agenda slide for me. On the agenda today, we want to make sure we're hitting a few important topics for you all. First, let's talk about dynamic customer experience. What can you expect from us as we're really thinking about making sure that you are well prepared, that your teams are well prepared for their experience working with Bullhorn. We'll then talk about two of our key programs that we are really excited and proud to offer you all, the Bullhorn Hub as well as Bullhorn Launch. And then we'll end with talking about a few ways for you all to get involved with each other through our community events. Again, our goal here is to make this as interactive as possible. We're going to go into the systems. We're going to do live demonstrations of how to best navigate these platforms. But again, if there is something in particular that you have a question on, send it our way. As we think about dynamic customer experience, Bethany, if you don't mind, let's go to this slide here. One of our goals is to ensure that no matter what, we are providing you all as customers access to the tools and resources you all need to be successful in your Bullhorn journey. Now, one thing that we know as a learning organization is that we all learn, we all want access to information differently. And so part of our goal has been to ensure that we are providing programs that really meet you where you are in your journey. Whether it's a need to go in and find something quickly through our knowledge base or through interactions with support, whether it's finding training and education on the latest features and releases, that's also available to you. Or if you're like me and maybe you want to talk to someone, maybe you want to interact with others, want to learn from people who are also doing this day in and day out, maybe joining us in one of our community events, whether that's a user group and really diving deep into best in class and best practices around automation. Whether it's joining us on a webinar, whether it's with us or our customer success team and learning something new about one of our solutions. Or finally, it's interacting on a kind of on a different type of format, which is with our office hours and really being able just to come in and ask questions to experts across Bullhorn. Again, our goal is that we are providing you all access to different types of programs so that you have different ways of engaging with us. So again, our goal today is to make sure that we're diving deep in a couple of these areas for you. Bethany, I know, is a key person for us here in that the Bullhorn Hub is our newest customer portal, and Bethany has been really instrumental in helping us to get this live this year. So Bethany, I'm going to turn this over to you to walk through the hub for us.
Thank you so much. So like Olivia mentioned, Bullhorn Hub is our new centralized resource we launched in January, designed to simplify the customer experience at help.bullhorn.com. So it combines support cases if you're a named support contact, product documentation, training, knowledge, all into one platform instead of those being siloed across multiple systems. So our goal here is to provide clarity and consistency for you across all of these Bullhorn resources and have a really unified experience. So no more switching between systems. Everything should be at your fingertips in the hub. So like Olivia said, I'm going to jump right in and we're going to show you guys what it's like in the hub. So just a couple notes about access. Anyone at Bullhorn who has an active Bullhorn subscription can log into the hub and have access to personalized experience. But I also want to highlight anyone can come to help.bullhorn.com, do a search, find information. You won't necessarily have all of the personalized elements we're going to show as I go through the hub, but you can still come in and search. So just want to know this is right here, readily available at any time. So for the actual login process, if you're a Bullhorn ATS customer, we recommend you log into ATS and then just click the help button. And that will use our single sign-on process to log you right into the hub. So it will know who you are, what products you have, and everything right in one place. If you're not a Bullhorn ATS customer, let me log out and show you the login page real quick. So on our login page, you'll see we have a few different options. If you're a Bullhorn ATS customer, like I mentioned, if you're not in ATS, you could still choose to log in with Bullhorn ATS and we'll still have access to that single sign-on process we mentioned. So I'll give it a second and it'll log me right back in as Jessica Luden. The other options, of course, if you're not a Bullhorn ATS customer, if you're logging in with Salesforce and you have a Bullhorn for Salesforce product, you would use this button here, same as you would in our old community. The other option, of course, is those who are not using either of those products will have a passwordless login process. So you'll see here, it just asks for an email and then log in or register. If you have used our community before or have used Bullhorn Hub, you simply log in. If you haven't, just go ahead and register. So I'm just going to give you a quick example here. If I was putting in my email, which would be my email that I use associated with anything related to Bullhorn, and click log in, you'll see that it says a verification code was sent to my email. And I have an example of what that looks like right here. So it's just a real simple email. This is the one saying I originally registered for passwordless login. And then here is the verification code. So each time you log in, if you're using passwordless login, it will ask you to put in your email, give you a code, and then you put that right in and it'll log you directly into the system. A couple of best practices to mention. If you aren't sure if you have a login or not, we encourage you to go ahead and try to log in first rather than registering. It will let you know if you are not an active user and need to register for your first time login experience. Make sure the email address you're using, especially for passwordless, is the one associated with your Bullhorn accounts. That will be able to identify you since your email is your unique identifier in the system. That's how we know who you are, what products you have, and what information to show you. If you are logging in through ATS, just another thing to mention, make sure you're in your production environment, not NPE, if that's something you have available, or any sort of sandbox, because that will not connect to your actual Bullhorn account. And then last but certainly not least, if you're using this one-time code and you don't see it turn up, check your spam. It shouldn't happen often, but every so often it does pop up there. So if you don't see your code come through, that's a good place to start. So let me go ahead and log back in so you can see the authenticated experience like I mentioned. And what I am showing you is someone who is a named support contact example. So you'll see some functionality that might not be available if you're not a named support contact, especially around the cases. But I do want to walk through that all with you so you have that context on how you can self-service in the hub. So when you're logged into
It's a
Bullhorn
really
Hub,
important thing you said though, right? Is that and one of the main reasons why you do want to authenticate or log in using the ATS or Salesforce is that you can see as soon as Bethany logged in, it immediately welcomes her. It says, "Hi, Jess," even though it's not Bethany. "Hi, Jessica." But that is how you know that you are in your authenticated environment. It's going to recognize who you are. And so that is an important thing for us here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out, Olivia. At the front and center, we have our search experience. I'm not going to go into that yet. We'll come back to it after we go over some of the other functionality available, but that is always going to be front and center. And if you need a search and you're looking at the place, it will also be up here on the little search icon. So make sure that search is at your fingertips whenever you need it. You'll also see your My Learning front and center. So this is your Bullhorn launch courses. You can see Jess has completed 13 courses, awarded 5 badges, and she's got points. And to log into Bullhorn Launch, you just click this button and it'll use the single sign-on process to log you into your Bullhorn Launch account. I'm not going to be going over Launch now because that'll be Olivia's covering it in just a few minutes. So I'll look forward to learning more on that deep dive on how to use Launch. But want you to know, it's that simple. If you're already logged into the hub, you'll be able to go directly into Bullhorn Launch. So other things to mention, I talk a little bit about the cases. So this is for our name support contacts, as I said before, and I'll show you guys how we do the case submission process, escalating and that sort of thing. But this gives you a snapshot of your recent case updates. It also will give you recent activity. So this is what you were doing last time you were in the hub. So you can see I was looking at some articles on Compliance Manager, and you could always click to resume where you were last time, and it will take you right back to that article you were looking at. The other piece that's key for the personalization is your products. So Bullhorn Hub, when you're logged in, knows who you are and knows what you own and gives you access to information directly for those products. So if you see, for example, for Bullhorn ATS, I've got a few handy dandy things right here in this box. Some getting started links if you're new to the system, want to read a little more, understand more about these key functions. The other thing that we want to highlight is the status here. So that is the actual system status. So if you want to know, is the system operational? Am I experiencing an outage? It will always be displayed here. And it's the same status that's on our system status page. We just provide it right here by product. The other piece that I'll mention quickly here, but we'll come back to later, is the new product releases. So that's the release notes for that product, the latest things that have come out, the changes we've made, fixes, enhancements, right there at your fingertips. Another thing to mention is that also you can use this on a mobile device. So once you know that is available to you as well. So I've used help.bullhorn.com on my own phone, and it's been a pretty handy experience. So definitely more mobile friendly than our previous system. So then the other things I want to show you about what's personalized for you is your profile. So we're using Jess Lunen's profile here. If you go to my profile, you'll see we've got name, last name, some additional information like phone number. The one thing that you'll see grayed out here is email. And that's because, like I mentioned, it's your unique identifier in the system. This is how we know who you are. You can't change your email through here. However, you could update your name. You could give us additional information like your phone number. So if I wanted to put in an additional phone number that could be used on support cases, I would just go in here, add that, and save the changes. So that's going to update your hub account information. So when you create a case in the hub or update a case, that will be available to you as an additional option for contact. And I'll show you that when we create a case as well. The other thing you'll see down here is your Bullhorn team. So if you want a reminder, who's your account representative with Bullhorn? They'll be listed right here with their name and email. And if you are not a name support contact, you want to know who your name support contacts are, those will also be listed here. So you'll be able to see names and email addresses for anyone you might need to contact with your organization if that's not functionality you have access to. The other thing I want to mention real quick is you'll see it says up here, have multiple accounts or need to submit a case for a particular account. Learn how to switch accounts. We've kept this front and center. There's documentation right here, so you'll have this available if you need it. But if you have multiple accounts, you'll be able to go up here and there'll be an account switcher, which I'll show you in a second, that lets you switch over. So if you are trying to go in and create a case and you don't see the products you expect and you have multiple accounts, double check and make sure you're on the right account and it's easy to switch over. So when you're in the system and you have multiple accounts, it's just, like I said, hover over the My Profile and you'll see each of your accounts by name. And all you do is click and it'll immediately switch over. Everything will be logged in with the correct account and you'll see all of the relevant products and information for that account specifically. All right, so let's go back to the hub. So cases, front and center if you're a name support contact. So for the full case management, you do need to be a name support contact. Others might have the ability to see cases, but not to create, edit, update, that sort of thing. I want to walk you through a little bit about how you can use this page. So you'll see these are all the cases for this account across statuses. If I want to look for something in particular, I can do a quick search and that'll filter it down. The other thing to highlight is the status. You'll see it just has open and closed right here on the indicators, just to give you a quick idea of which ones are open and closed. But if you want to see something more specifically, like what are the newest cases I've submitted, click new and they'll filter those right out in order. So they're always available to you there. Similar, we have inquiry type if you want to know what was a product issue or product question or something else. And also really helpful, all of the products that you have available that you might have cases submitted for. So if I wanted to go and see what I have for Bullhorn ATS or CRM that's new, I can go and combine those filters to see exactly what I'm looking for. Similar with priority, everything is available here. So did I have any P1s? Thank goodness I don't have any P1s. That's wonderful. Everything is going smoothly. And last but certainly not least, created by. So who at your organization created the case? So you can use that to filter and see specifically information they might have asked for. And you can always reset these to get access to all of your cases, which will be in the order of when they last had updates. If you want to update a case, it's really simple. You can just go in and add a case comment. So if I want to say maybe other users are experiencing this issue, I just go to post comment. You'll see it has a little indicator and it confirms that the comment was successfully added. So everything will be here in the actual page. So let's go back to the cases page and talk about how to create a case. If I click create new case, it's going to ask me for a few pieces of key information. And then we have this exciting suggested solution over here waiting. So let's say I have a product issue. It's with Bullhorn ATS. I'll say, yeah, this is a big business impact. Maybe we'll say I cannot log into ATS mobile. And you'll see I mentioned before about the preferred contact information. This is now using that phone number that I entered on the account. So just a note, if you do add a preferred contact type, that is for this particular case, and it won't necessarily apply to all cases going forward. So you have options if you want to have it be email or have two different options for phone numbers. Just let us know which one you want us to use to contact you. And then this is where things get interesting. If I add a subject here, you'll see that it starts to search the knowledge base and looks for articles that might help you solve your problem. So even if you haven't done a search first, though we encourage you to do so, this is another opportunity for you to see what we have available that might help you solve your issues. So for this one, I see there's an article that says unable to log into mobile app solution article, which sounds like it might solve my problem. So it walks through what it applies to, what's happening in the system. This one sounds like the problem I'm having, unable to access the mobile app. And then down here, give some options. Perhaps I need to update my password for an admin user or update my own password. And then it gives directions for what to do if I don't resolve that. So it really is on spot troubleshooting steps that help guide me if I'm looking for more information on something I'm not familiar with. We have a question for switch accounts. Does Bullhorn support have to do anything in order for all my accounts to show under my name? They should be already available, but if you are experiencing an issue, I would ask you to create a case and we'll sort that out. And we have, should the business impacted subject always be the same? Great question. No, that's just what I use for the example. So business impact could be, cannot process candidates or something like that. So we know what's actually happening in your business so we can respond to that accurately. Great questions. All right. So we'll go through all of our information. I'm just going to quickly write. Maybe I did all of that troubleshooting, still didn't give me what I needed, unfortunately. Just can go in and click to create a case. It'll take just a second, and then it's going to create that case for me. You'll see it says case number was created. If I click that, take me right to the case and the information. So from there, I can see my initial case submission. Like I mentioned, I can add case comments, but I also want to show you guys how to escalate. We hope that this isn't something that comes up often, but occasionally, you need to give us a little information about where things are and how they're impacting you. And it's really simple and straightforward. So you just click create a case or escalate a case, then give us an indication of what the impact is for you, which might be go live impact, and then a quick note. Not go live. All right, and then click escalate a case. All right, Donna Johnson says, I'm not seeing cases. Oh, if you're named support contact, Donna, you should. So I guess we can follow up on that and see what's going on. So you'll see here, once I've escalated a case, it says escalated. And just a note, if you cannot escalate an already escalated case, so once it's escalated, that's letting our support management know this is a high priority thing that we need to make sure we're giving you an answer, where we are in our troubleshooting, what's happening, and that's something we're going to take seriously on our support side.
Yeah, and Bethany, just I think another reminder is that in order to see cases in the hub, first, you must be logged in. That needs to be, you need to make sure you are an authenticated user. And two, as Bethany mentioned, you must be a named support contact. So within each organization, within each customer group, there are a subset of customer users in there that are named support contacts. If you believe that you are a named support contact and are not seeing cases, then definitely let us know and we'll make sure we'll do take a look and see what's going on. But that should be the main two reasons why you cannot see a case is that not logged in and or for some reason you're not in the named support contact list.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia. The other could be if you do have multiple accounts, the account switcher would be able to help you. Oh, Donna says not a named support contact. Unfortunately, that's why then, Donna. Glad Olivia helped solve your problem. But if any named support contact at your company should be able to go log into the hub, see cases, and have access to that information. So I know we're having a lot of fun here with cases, but I'm a little biased. I'm all about knowledge and information because I'm in product documentation. So I'm going to show you guys how to use the search to find information in self-service. You'll see we've got here some popular searches. Those are coming from actual user data. What are people entering in the hub right now and searching for across our customer base? So I think it's telling about what people are trying to understand. And front and center, we have our AI assistant. So I can either type in the search, or if I want to see one of those items, I can simply click and it just takes me to the search results page. So you'll see we have a lot of results. We have 164 here just for the AI assistant because we're bringing together all of that content from across all of our Bullhorn resources. So just to walk you through what you can expect from each of those sources and how to use them, figured they'll be helpful to use this as an example. For our blogs, those are going to cover marketing insights, thought leadership, if you want to get more understanding of how this is positioned in the market, how we're leveraging it. Great to use the blogs there to get that information. If you're looking for information, user guides, FAQs, that sort of thing, that's where you would want to use your product documentation. That's the content my team creates that goes over how does this product work? How can I use it? What are my use cases? So all of that you'll see under product documentation. Earlier, I showed you guys a solution article, and that's where you have your how-tos and your troubleshooting. How do I enable this? I'm seeing an error. How do I resolve this? And this one, how to remove access. So each of those will give you more of those like in the moment sort of troubleshooting and problem resolution. So some hints there in the name. Product documentation is about the product. Solution articles are about solutions. Of course, we have our courses. So that's all of our Bullhorn Launch e-learning that Olivia will be talking about shortly. So all that's there that you can see easily. Our release notes, like I mentioned, are our product updates. So if I come through here, I'll see all the product release notes across products, but also then you can filter down if you want to see specific ones, or you'll use a button that I'll show you for the new product releases. But all of that information is right there. And last but not least, we have our developer documentation. So that's our API documents, things in GitHub that are on the more technical side. So let's say for AI Assistant, I know I want to know more about the product. So I'm going to select product documentation. And then I'm particularly using Bullhorn ATS. I know our AI Assistant exists in multiple products. So this is the one I'm particularly looking at. So that'll then filter down those records to give me just here's what I'm looking for. So this is only for these particular options. But say I wasn't looking for Bullhorn ATS and I know I'm using Invenius. If I select that, it'll switch me over and only show me the Invenius results. So we see, is it possible to add limitations on the product documentation? For example, action types are limited to 30 characters. It's often a question I get and not easy to find. I'm not sure I fully understand the question, Charlotte. Sorry, let me look at that real quick. For just trying to make sure you can find exactly what you're looking for. I'll show you some more on the advanced search and hopefully that resolves your question. If not, you'll have our contact information after this and you're welcome to connect with me offline. I'll walk through it specifically with you. I'm happy to answer your question once I understand more. All right, so we've talked a little bit about how to do this filtering. A few other things to show you. We've got right now, our default is on relevance. So the smart search behind the scenes is looking at all the results and saying what's going to be closest to resolve your question. But if you want to see just what's newest, you can also sort on created dates. That'll show you what's been published most recently, or popularity. That shows you what other customers are clicking on as they're going through the hub. But by default, it'll always be on relevance. A couple other things to highlight here on this wonderful bit of tools. I'm going to show you guys how to use the advanced search, but if you were looking for reminders about how to do the search, we've got tips right here under the light bulb. The other thing you'll notice is right now it's in these long boxes. That's giving you all of the information about the title, the link, the quick summary, and also the product. So you'll see we have these little tags down at the bottom that give you a quick indicator as well if you weren't already filtered by product. But if you want to see more results on your page, you can switch to the grid view, and that puts that into these little handy contact cards right here. The other thing to mention is our wonderful little icon here. So let me go back to our overall list here. And I'm down just looking at all things AI Assistant. And you'll see they have this little eyeball here that says preview. So you can click a link at any point to open an article and it'll take you directly there. But if you don't want to leave the page you're on, you just want to see a quick preview to get a sense of if this is the article you're looking for, you can just click that preview icon and it opens right here in this little slide out panel. Then you can close that. You can do that throughout all of the knowledge base or all of the hub. So click here, gives you a little quick preview, and then you can close it out. So Shreds provide a little information. When you type a new action type, there are character limits on how many characters you add, but it's not in the help session. Oh, so this is a specific product question, Charlotte. I will submit a ticket for my team. We'll get an answer for you and get that published to the hub. Thank you. I'll show also how you guys can give us feedback as we're going along as well, especially as we're always looking to keep our content fresh and up to date, make sure we're answering your questions. So if you're not finding an answer, I'll show you guys how you can let us know. There's a couple ways to give feedback. One is using the search feedback button. So that's telling us about the search experience. Did you find what you were looking for? Was it a good experience? Tell us a little bit. And then if you select yes, we can follow up with you. Have a little chat. If there's things we want to delve into, let you know how we're addressing your feedback. Or if you just want to do it anonymously, you click no and submit feedback, and that goes into our queue. The other thing to mention, if you're not finding an answer you're looking for, you're here in the knowledge base, you're reading through things, you're like, this is great information on the frequently asked questions, but the question I have isn't being answered. We're welcome feedback through our little thumbs up, thumbs down button. Yes tells us, yep, this is hitting the mark. It helped me find what I need. But if you click no, I'll ask you for a little more information. What could be better? Couldn't find what you were looking for, had something you need to do, but it was hard. And that'll tell us how we can improve. So if you're looking for an answer to a question, you don't find it, feel free to submit feedback for us. We prioritize those to give quick answers. So we get those published to the hub so they're available for you. All right, so let me go back to our search page. So the other thing to mention on searches, say I know I'm going to be looking at AI assistant results for ATS on a regular basis. I don't want to have to come back and do the search again, but I want to be able to see the results. I can use this star icon to actually save this search. So I can save this as a bookmark and then come back to it. And not only will it save the actual search that I've done, but it'll also then dynamically update with any results. So as we produce new content, that'll populate into that search results page. To go back to your bookmarks, you click here. You can see I've got one here where I was doing some researching on Compliance Manager. That takes me right back to my Compliance Manager search. And that would include any filters you've used or anything else that you've done, including the advanced search. So if you're familiar with Boolean operators, how to use quotes and all that sort of stuff, that's great. You can use all of that in the hub. But if you're not, and you just want to be able to really hone in your search, you can use this advanced search option. So if I know I'm looking specifically for, let's say, AI assistant, and I'm going to say, I definitely want to make sure I'm getting enablement steps. How does that work? So if I click refine search, it'll then tell you what it's doing in the search here and then give you results. So I'm on the compliance manager one, so it's showing that here, but now we've got the enabling for AI assistant customers. So keep that in mind if you're looking for something really specific. The more information you give the hub, the more it can filter down those resources to give you exactly what you're looking for. All right. Then I think we're close to the end of our hub tour, so I'm happy to take questions as we go along and hand off to Olivia. But I want to show another key part of what we're doing. So I mentioned the new product releases in our release notes. I'm really passionate about this, partly because it's my team's work, but also because we're really putting a lot of effort into making sure we're giving you clear updates on what's happening with our products, what you can expect, and when it will be happening. So for any product release information, if you're logged in, you'll be able to go here and see new product releases. If you're not logged in, you can always go here and there'll be this all product releases button on the view all products page. So that'll be there for anybody. But we recommend using the new product releases button because that will take you just to the release notes for that product. So for this one, I'm looking at ATS. You'll see it's already filtered down to show me the release notes and the latest ones. And then if I actually click here, I'll open the release note. So here you can see we updated the interface on our AI assistant card. We broke it down to these clear headings, giving you images where we can to be helpful. And then the other thing we started doing this year is including the calendar. So if you're looking for information about, well, I'm excited about this change, when's it going to be happening? You can always check here the actual number for the release. And then on the release calendar, you'll be able to scroll down and see when that release is happening, including the dates and by environment. So if you're looking to do something in sandbox versus production, that's when everything will be moving, and this is kept up to date. The other way you could stay up to date on product updates is to subscribe to updates. This is on our status page. Click subscribe, put your email in, and you'll get notifications when anything's changing in the system. So that's really how you can get your latest release information, what's going on. Just last things to emphasize before I hand it to Olivia. We keep the hub up to date. New stuff is published every single day to the hub. We keep things up, maintained, changed, respond to feedback. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. So as you go through the hub, let us know what you're seeing and what you're experiencing, and we'll use it to make it an even better experience. So without further ado, I'm going to hand off to Olivia to talk a bit about launch, now that we know how to log in and get there.
Great. Bethany, if you'll do me a favor, I'm sorry, let's go back to
Oh,
the
sure.
landing page. I just want to remind everybody, as Bethany showed on the hub, there is, as soon as you log in, Bullhorn Learning will be its own section there. As Bethany mentioned, there is a link that says Visit Bullhorn Launch directly there, as well as at the top. This is a quick view again of what Bethany said. If you're interested in understanding how many learnings have I completed, what are the badges I've earned, the hub still is a great place to see a quick snapshot. But when you're ready to actually dive in, you're going to click Bullhorn Launch. And that's where I will pick up here. And I think, Bethany, if you'll stop sharing for me, I will pull my screen up so you all can see. Okay. And we're good to see, right, Bethany?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Perfect. I am still Jess Lunan. I'm logged in here. So one thing you will see as you log in to launch is that, again, I know the system knows who you are. It'll welcome you again. And the key thing about this is that launch is intended to be your one-stop shop for all things learning. We redid our learning management system at the end of last year and introduced Bullhorn Launch. In Launch, we have over 100 different courses available for you that cover a lot of our different product lines. There's a few things I want to highlight in here for you all today, including navigating the main page, how to make playlist. That's probably one of our most requested items is how do I create my own list of items that I want to share with others in my company? And then also understanding how you can learn from others. So when you come into the main landing page, you're going to see a few things here. You're going to have some easy tiles at the very top that talk about what's available to you, what are some of the questions around, FAQs, questions around certification, and then best practice corner. The front page will also make sure to give you some quick links in here around being able to pick up. If you started a course and were not able to complete it, we'll have a quick way for you to jump back in. If you want to get a navigation of the system as well, we have a quick little video for you in here just that you can watch just to get oriented with the page. And so we'll just dive deep in here really quickly. I want to go into available learning first. I highly recommend that you click in here. So one thing we are working on is finding a way to ensure that you all know when we're releasing new content. And our goal is within Bullhorn Launch that we're releasing something new to you all every month to 6 weeks. We should have some sort of new content coming your way. So under available learning, we have a what's new tab in here. So you'll be able to see all of the new content that was released over the last few weeks. Just a plug for you all, if I have any VMS Sync users in here or any Bullhorn reporting, formerly known as Canvas users, we released 2 new learning paths in here for you all. These are learning paths that are delivered by our own Bullhorn trainers. So really great learning if you all need a way to dive deep into VMS Sync or need a refresher on Canvas. These are really great solutions for you or options for you to come in here and take. Alongside this, again, our What's Available in Learning tab will give you all access to everything that we have. So it'll give you insights around each of the product lines in here. You're able to go in and click in to learn a little bit more about a course. If a course looks interesting for you, all you have to do is click Enroll, and it'll get you access to directly be able to take that course. So super easy. Our goal in putting together Launch was to make it user-friendly. Now, let's say you want to create your own version of courses or course recommendations. So a lot of times we get a question from a customer that says, "Hey, Olivia, I really love these particular courses. How can I share those with others in my company? In particular, I have a need to create an onboarding playlist. I want to make sure that, if every new employee that I bring on to the organization as I'm going through onboarding with them, that I can recommend some courses." We got you covered. So the great thing is that all you have to do, it's very simple. Let's say that you want to dive in. I'm going to stick in with AI that Bethany was looking at too. So let's say that I want to do an introduction to AI. So we have our search feature is on the top as well, just as Bethany showed in Hub. In here, you can see again, we have the entire Intro to AI Staffing course. Let's say you want to have this as a playlist, add it to a playlist. All you have to do is click Add to Playlist in here. And when you add to a playlist, basically what you're creating is your own version of a recommended course curriculum. And so you can create new playlist. You can title this anything, and let's call it new hire curriculum. And great thing is that this has spell check too for you. Curriculum for AI. And then I can put in my description, use this for all new hires. and we'll just create a playlist. And so once you do that, you can continue to add to this playlist. You can invite others to come in here. In order to invite someone to watch your playlist, you'll just click publish. And once that is ready, your playlist will always live under my channel. So when you click my channel, I've got a couple in here. You can easily come in and see, hey, this is my playlist for VMS Sync. I've got a playlist for AI and staffing. To share it, you can just click invite to watch. When you click invite to watch, it's going to do a couple things for you. One, you can search by a username. Or it'll also recommend some people that are in the organization. So super quick and easy tabs for you. When you select one of these individuals, so I'm just going to select Mike Goodwin in here. So once Mike is there, I can just click invite. And when I click invite, Mike will receive a notification from Bullhorn Launch letting him know that he has now been invited to watch this course. So super easy. Now you can always come back in, adjust your playlist, continue to add new courses in there, or if you're ready to rename it or want to do anything different with it, you can always come back in. But it's a great way for you as an organization to be able to own your own course recommendations. So really easy one for you all to have in here. I highly recommend, especially for new hires that are coming through your organization, this is a great one for you all to go through and just pick some courses. We will also share as a follow-up, we have some recommendations too on how to best navigate both the hub as well as launch, and also some recommendations on some playlists. So again, if you're curious about what should I get started with, we will send those over to you as well.
We have a couple of questions for you, Olivia.
Oh, yeah, please.
We'll let you know who has completed your course. So I think that's
Good.
for your playlist.
Yeah, good question. And I'll actually need to take that back to our team. I believe that we will have in here, you will be able to see, depending on your user type, you will have some access to see what your employees have completed. I'll double check that for you all. And again, Bethany, if you can help me make sure we get that name, we can make sure that we can follow up on instructions on how to view within the organization completions. Was there a second question, Bethany?
Yes, I think it's related. Can we see if others have completed the training we have sent them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we will follow up with you guys on the instructions on how to do that. Great question. Okay. When I land back on here, I just want to call out a couple things for you all. An additional piece in here, there are some FAQs under How Do I section. Last year, we also introduced our first round of product certifications. Today, we have 2 certifications available for you all around ATS and CRM and talent platform. Within within Launch, you are able to come in here and see information about some of our upcoming dates. We have an upcoming ATS certification that is available. These are great courses, great certifications for those that are looking to get certified as being a Bullhorn admin in ATS. These are instructor-led sessions, so about 4 days, and they will also have a practical assessment element to it as well as a written assessment. So allows you all to take a deep dive with our trainers and be able to really understand how to be a Bullhorn ATS admin expert. Same thing with talent platform. We're currently working on our middle office certification that we hope to be releasing later this year. If you're interested in signing up, and learning more, we have a link right here for the intake form. It takes you right here. Super easy. We just ask a few questions, and when you submit it, our training administrator will reach out to you with more details. So highly encourage you all, if you all have a need to ensure that we have somebody in your organization that has been certified, please consider looking into this. Have questions about any of the pricing points of it, definitely reach out to your account manager. Our goal is to have these offerings available to you every quarter. And so definitely be on the lookout for more information on new dates coming your way. finally, I do want to just highlight one more piece of the four cards up here, which is our best practice corner. Now, again, as I said at the very beginning, we recognize that we each learn differently. Whether some of us really like to look at documentation, like to really kind of learn that way. Some of us like to watch videos and watch e-learnings. Other times it's about learning from others. And so our best practice corner allows you to get a glimpse of working with some of our experts across the business. And so we have tapped into folks from product, from our customer success organization, from support, from professional services, and have asked them to continue to add to our best practice corner. These are little micro learnings that are really allowing them to take a deep dive into a particular area, a best practice of working within one of our product lines. And so you'll see that we've got best practice corner for a number of our product lines in here for ATS, automation, analytics. You'll also see something that says follow in here. Think about this as your YouTube channel. So if you are a analytics customer and you want to be notified every time we have a new video, if you know analytics, if you probably have visited or had a chance to listen to Alex Brewer, who's one of our lead customer success managers, that is an expert in analytics. He often comes in and will drop new videos around analytics. If you want to be notified the next time Alex or Tom drops a video in here, all you have to do is click follow, and then we will notify you as new content is being added into this particular area and launch. So highly recommend it. This is a great one for you. Again, consider this your own YouTube experience in here, and we're always looking for opportunities to add more. If you have ideas of content that would be helpful for you, definitely let us know. We're always adding new pieces in here for you. The last thing I just wanted to
We do have one question for you. Someone's asking for the link to the Bullhorn certification. I think we could probably send that out afterwards if need be, or if you want to share it here. I don't know which is more convenient.
For the intake form or for the register? I think in launch, you will have the ability to come directly in here to get the information about certification, and the intake form is right here. Also inside of our bullhorn.com, there is a learning tab in there, and we can also send you that link as well. Great question.
Yeah, I'll grab that link and put it in the.
I appreciate you. Thank you. The final thing I wanted to highlight is that with the introduction of launch, we also introduced gamification for the very first time. And so what we've learned is that when you do learning and when you do these types of programs, having some fun element, having a little bit of competition also is helpful. And so we added our own badges and certificates as you're completing courses. So each course that you complete will earn you points. Some courses will earn you badges. These badges right here are examples of ones that have been awarded to this particular user. You can showcase these as well in LinkedIn. So we'll send you information as a part of this follow-up of how you can do that. I highly recommend, if you've earned any of our essentials badges, which are a little bit more of our deeper dives into products, if you've had an opportunity to do the certification, definitely showcase those on LinkedIn. Not only does it help in really being able to highlight your experience and knowledge in Bullhorn, but it also showcases you as an organization of learning. So definitely want to recommend that you do that. If you have questions around that, again, we'll be sending out a how-to guide, post this with all the instructions that you need to be able to post those. So one last thing in here too, I think is just, again, we are continually looking for ways to improve our experience here. So again, if there's a course that we're missing, if there are other best practices, definitely let us know. We want to make sure that you are coming back to this, that this is not a, hey, I'm a new user and I come in and I don't come back. We want you to come back all the time. And so again, that's our goal with releasing new content every month, with adding new best practices in here, is that it's a great place for you to come back and encourage your teams to come back as well. Great. Bethany, if you don't mind, let's go back. If you can pull up your screen on our presentation again. I wanted to end on just one last thing for everyone on the call. So Bethany and I talked about all of the platforms that you can access from the hub to launch. But as I mentioned earlier, we also recognize that you all may also want to learn from each other. And so we are looking for ways to continue to build up our community events. We'll continue to look at being able to provide you all access to up-to-date information on our latest happenings, on best practices. So continue to check out our events and webinars page for that. There's also hopefully going to be opportunities to be a panelist in upcoming webinars as well. So definitely keep a lookout for that. I also want to highlight 3 different groups here. This past year, we started to introduce user groups, in particular for automation, and allows us a way to have cohorts that are really learning from each other. And so wanting to get really best practices, learn from one another, learn from others. We currently are offering user groups for automation in both the North America and the UK. While they look a little bit different regionally, they are both, again, our goal is to provide you all opportunities to engage with others. So if you have questions about how to get involved in a user group, definitely reach out to your account manager or your customer success manager for more details.
We do
Last,
have a
okay,
question from Kelly about how do we join the automation user group? I think I
yep.
can provide the link to that. It's the LinkedIn one, correct?
No, so LinkedIn one is a
Oh,
different one. Yeah,
different one.
so
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, user groups are definitely, they are cohort based in the North America region. They are cohort based. So we are allowing we have about 30 to 40 customers that we're bringing into each cohort. So if you are interested in being part of an automation user group in North America, definitely reach out to your account manager. If you are in the UK, those are definitely wider. And so they are doing those monthly in there. And I'll provide you more details as part of that. That is part of the LinkedIn user group that can give you more insights there. So thank you for clarifying the question. If you're looking for ways, let's say you have a question. I have a question, I'm setting up a new automation, or hey, I want to use a report differently and want to learn from others. That's the main reason we set up SME office hours. SME office hours are a great way to just jump in on a monthly basis and interact with experts across the business. That's across Bullhorn and it's open to any customer. Today we have SME office hours available for 6 product lines. These are held every month. If you take a snapshot of that QR code, it will take you to our landing page for the SME office hours. It is very easy it's a come and go type of session. We encourage you, if you have questions or just want to come and listen to some of the questions that others are asking, join us. We have sessions available for automation, analytics, talent platform, middle office. We're also introducing we have ones for SourceBreaker and are introducing ones for text kernel coming soon as well. And have VMS Sync is our last one that was added as well. So if any of those are in your product suite and you would like to join us, definitely reach out or definitely take a snapshot there. We can also follow up with a link directly to how to do that. You just register yourself and join us.
We do have a question, I think, back to earlier from Charlotte. She said she just shared the best practices link with admin colleague and he can't open it. It keeps asking him to sign in. We are on SSO, so is this the issue? Maybe something for us to
Probably
investigate.
needing to log into Hub is going to be a key thing, right? So I think important thing there is that launch is available to all customers, but they do need to come through the Hub. So if you are sending them that way, they do need to log in first. But Charlotte, we can definitely follow up with you to make sure we are understanding their experience as well. Great. The final thing I just want to highlight here for you all, again, LinkedIn groups. We do have a fairly active automation LinkedIn group out there. If you are an automation customer and are not part of that LinkedIn user group, definitely consider doing that. We have some of our top team that is continually adding new things in there, having discussion points. Also, that's where you'll learn more about any of the upcoming UK programs. So definitely consider signing up to be part of the LinkedIn user group for automation.